Right, this is your brother Issachar coming at you with another lesson. First off, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachaa Quadash. Double honor to the apostles of the great millstone, which I learned this truth from. Honors to the elders and brothers out there pushing this word through the four corners of the earth within truth and sincerity. And shalom to the Aquat that's listening and learning. Today's video is going to be entitled, Speak the Truth, even if your voice shakes. Speak the truth, even if your voice shakes. Now, of course, I got inspired to do this lesson because of this picture that you see right here, and it speaks for itself. Speak the truth, even if your voice shakes, all right? Because once you come into this understanding, this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, you're pretty much out of the matrix now, all right? You understand what the world is about. You understand who you are. You understand prophecy. You understand what's coming as far as good and evil. And pretty much, man, when you come into this truth, especially if you're a man, you have to go out and tell the people, meaning that you have to go out, you got to teach, you got to preach, you got to bring out the word. Now, we do understand that there will be certain men that's going to be saved because they're going to be believers. So not all men are going to be teachers. But if the spirit is upon you to go out there and teach, and you know that you have the ability to teach, you got to go out there and do what you can, man. And you don't always have to be that brother that has the spotlight, so to speak. All right. Because when you think about the brotherhood, everybody has their, their favorites. It's not wrong with that. Everybody has their go-to people that they listen to. OK, and sometimes when you look at those brothers, those different brothers, man, you may look up to them to the point where you like, man, I want people to look at me like that. Like, I want to see all the comments on the YouTube section, and I want all the views and everything like that. And when you get to that point, man, it's going to get you to the point where you're not even in this for the truth anymore. You're going to be in it for the glory. You're going to be in it for the weak fame, because we don't want fame, man. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai said they was going to give us fame in the kingdom, and it's going to be righteous fame. It's not going to be fame like how it is on this side. All right. So when you come into this understanding, you don't always have to be that brother that that has the bigger spotlight, man. I did a video about this a while back. Like, don't worry about your subscriber counts. Don't worry about your views. Don't worry about any of that, because it was an example that I made where on my second channel, I uploaded two videos. I uploaded the same video on both of my channels, and it was about this Jake who was eating crawfish. And I uploaded it on this channel, and I believe it only reached about 100 some views or something like that. And this is the channel that has more subscribers. But on my second channel, that video reached damn near 3,000-4,000 views. Okay, so all you got to do is just let Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai do the work, man. All right. So when you come into this truth, man, don't always worry about being a bigger brother as far as the spotlight is concerned. And then when you come into this truth, don't worry about being nervous. Do not be nervous, man. Let the Most High put the spirit upon you to allow your gift to do what it needs to do, because every brother has their certain gift. Every brother is different. That's what makes up the body of the Most High. All of us bring in our different gifts, and we work as one, man, within the Holy Spirit. And we do this for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. You may be a brother that's good in history. You may be a brother that's good at exhortation, certain things, so forth and so on. So before I, continue to talk, let's go ahead and get the scriptures, man, because at the end of the day, you have to do what's upon you. All right. Uh-oh. Look like the app is okay. Hold on. All right, so the Bible app that I usually use is tweaking out for some reason. I can't go to the Old Testament, and I can't do anything on that app. It just started glitching, so I just went ahead and went to this app right here. So we're gonna get right back into it. So I wanted to start off with Luke 19:12. So let's go to that. This is Luke chapter 19, verse 12. And it says, he said, therefore, a certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom and to return. And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, occupy till I come. That's what we're supposed to do. All right. We're supposed to keep working. We're supposed to keep watching. And we're supposed to keep praying to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, staying in the spirit. And it says, but his citizens hated him and sent a message after him, saying, we will not have this man to reign over us. And it came to pass that when he was returned, having received the kingdom, then he commanded these servants to be called unto him, to whom he had given the money, that he might know how much every man had gained by trading. Then came the first, saying, Lord, thy pound hath gained 10 pounds. And he said unto him, well, thou good servant, because thou hast been faithful in a very little, have thou authority over 10 cities. And the second came, saying, Lord, thy pound hath gained 5 pounds. And he said likewise to him, be thou also over 5 cities. And this is what we do, you know. We go out there and we teach the truth, and we bring in fruit, man. We bring in fruit. We fish out the elect, like it says in Jeremiah 16:16, okay? We're fishers for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah right now. We're going out there and preaching the word so we can help wake up the elect through the power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, man. Verse 19, it says, and he said likewise to him, be thou also over 5 cities. And another came, saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound, which I have kept laid up in a napkin. For I feared thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that thou layest not down, and repeatest that thou didst not sow. And he said unto him, out of thy own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. Thou knewest that I was an austere man, taking up that I laid not down, and reaping that I did not sow. Wherefore then gavest not thou my money into the bank, that at my coming I might have required my own with usury. All right. This certain individual took his talents, took his pound, and he put it in a napkin. He didn't do anything with it. And this is what, you know, this video is all about. You know, when you come into this truth, even if your voice shakes, go out there and speak the truth, man. Do not hide your talents in a napkin. Don't get into this understanding and just be like, all right, well, I understand the truth, so pretty much I'm just going to keep this knowledge to myself. No, man. You got to share the good news. Everybody loves to hear good news. You know, you walk up to somebody and be like, hey, man, I got good news. You know, people get excited. They be like, oh, snap, it's going to make their day, you know. So it's the same way with the elect. When the elect comes across this word, it's going to be good news to them, man. They're going to be like, oh, okay, so you're trying to tell me that we not going to be living here longer? We're getting ready to receive a kingdom. We're getting ready to receive the ultimate blessing that the Most High has granted us and all of that. Oh, okay, I'm all for it. And guess what? The only way that they heard about that is because they didn't hide, the person that taught them didn't hide their talent in a napkin. All right, they went out and did the work and brung in fruit. All right, then it says right here in verse 24, it says, and he said unto them that stood by, take from him the pound and give it to him that had 10 pounds. And they said unto him, Lord, he had 10 pounds. For I say unto you, that unto every one which hath shall be given, and from him that hath not, even that he has shall be taken away from him. Yeah. Whatever you did, if you came across this knowledge and all you did was just hide it from people, the Most High is going to take your place, man. He's not going to allow you to be one of the first fruits of the kingdom. He's going to allow somebody else to take your place, man. Verse 27, it says, but those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. And this is exactly what's going to happen to the ones that don't bring out this word. If you don't bring out this word, the Most High is going to slay you. And what does slay mean? It means to kill. All right. That's what he's going to do because you didn't bring out the good news. So at the end of the day, you, like I said, the Spirit is upon you to go out and teach. Do not be afraid to teach. Go out there and do what you can do and call it a day, man. Don't worry about, oh, man, you know, my voice wasn't loud enough, or I don't think I read that well, and so forth and so on, man. Don't worry about all that, man. Let the Most High work with your spirit. Because at the end of the day, when you come into this truth, it's all about growth. It's not about being the man right off the get-go, man. That's why the scriptures say, take in the milk first, and then later, when you come, when you grow within the spirit, then that's when you'll be able to take in the spiritual meat. But for right now, hey, just take in the milk and grow. You got to be humbled as a little child, like the scriptures say. You got to become reborn again. You got to be born again, man. Okay. So at the end of the day, if you come across this truth, don't lay your talents in a napkin, man. Let your talents be known. All right. So now let's get Exodus, because this is a good example with Moses. All right. Exodus 4:4. And it says, and the Lord said unto Moses, put forth thine hand and take it by the tail. And he put forth his hand and caught it, and it became a rod in his hand, that they may believe that the Lord power of their fathers, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob, hath appeared unto thee. And the Lord said furthermore to him, put now thy hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom, and when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow. And he said, put thine hand into thy bosom again. And he put his hand into his bosom again, and plucked it out of his bosom, and behold, it was turned again as his other flesh. And it's a cut right here to let you know that the Israelites were originally people of color. All right. And then it says, verse 8, and it says, and it shall come to pass that they will not believe thee, neither hearken to the voice of the first sign, that they will believe the voice of the latter sign. And it shall come to pass if they will not believe also these two signs, neither hearken unto thy voice, that thou shalt take of the water of the river, and pour it upon the dry land, and the water which thou takest out of the river shall become blood upon that dry land. And here it is. Here's the point. It says, and Moses said unto the Lord, O my Lord, I am not eloquent, neither heretofore, nor since thou hast spoken to thy servant, but I am slow of speech, and of a slow tongue. And the Lord said unto him, who hath made man's mouth? Or who maketh the dumb, or deaf, or the seeing, or the blind? Have not I the Lord? Now therefore go, and I will be thy mouth, and teach thee what thou shalt say. The Lord, Yahweh, he was telling Moses, like, look, don't worry about anything, because Moses was nervous. He was worried, man. He like, look, I can't speak that well. You know, I have a slow tongue. I'm slow of speech. I'm not a person to go out there and represent you, pretty much, man. He like, look, I can't do this. Even though he saw the miracles that the Lord performed right in front of him, he still is like, look, I don't think I'm responsible enough. I don't think I can handle this opportunity or handle this task that you're giving me. And the Lord's like, look, don't worry about it, man. You're like, look, who made you? Who made man's mouth? Who made the dumb? Who made the deaf, the seeing, and the blind? Who made the people? He was like, look, I am the Lord. He was like, I know that you slow of speech. The Lord's like, look, I know what your capabilities are, but at the same time, I'm going to make sure that the Spirit is upon you. I'm going to make sure that I'm there with you. The Lord said, don't worry about it. So at the end of the day, this is what you have to lean on. You have to lean on Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. When you go out there and teach the word, just do what you can do, man. As long as you out there, when you out there, that's you showing your faith. Just for you being out there, that alone is you showing your faith, man, because you believe in something that's way more powerful than you are, man. Here it is. You know that you may not be a great speaker. You may not be a great reader or anything like that. And there's nothing wrong with that, man. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But the thing is, you understand this truth, though. You understand this truth that you want to actually be a part of it and help out. So that's what you do, man. You don't worry about it, man. You just go out there and do what you need to do for the Lord. All right. Because when you continue reading in this story, Moses, was like, look, I just can't do this, man. And then the Lord was getting pissed. The Lord is like, look, don't worry about not being able to speak. Don't worry about none of this, man. I got it. I'm going to set up the whole situation and you're going to come out on top pretty much, man. So that's how you got to be. You always just got to lean on the Lord, man. All right. So let's get Romans 12 and 1. We're going to get Romans chapter 12, verse 1. And it says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, Salakia, by the mercies of the Most High, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. This is our service now, man. We present our bodies a living sacrifice. All right, when we go out in those streets and we bring out these videos, we're presenting ourselves as a living sacrifice, man. We're ready to die for Yahweh Shai. We're ready to die for Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, because we understand that this is something major that's going on in the earth. All right, and the Most High called us into this to perform this great work. So we have to be thankful and grateful for that. So if you understand this truth, and the Most High gave you the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to be a part of this, hey, go out there and do what you need to do. Verse 2, it says, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. So you're supposed to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You already know when you come into this truth, you got to pull yourself out of the world. You can't be a part of certain things that's going on. Like, for instance, the holidays are coming up, you know, not to be a part of those things anymore. Especially after we just, what happened in CO? In CO, they had, like 120, 130 people died in the celebration for Halloween. Showing you that the Most High ain't for these holidays, man. But we are transformed by the renewing of our minds, meaning when we come into this truth, we are born again. We're starting over. Everything that we learn in this world, we're unlearning it, so to speak. All right, because now we're learning the truth of what's really going on. All right, so we are not conformed to this world. We're being renewed by our minds so we can be acceptable with the Most High. Verse 3, it says, "For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think." See? So when you get into this truth and you do have a certain gift where you may attract a lot of people and everything like that, you're not supposed to think highly of who you are, man, because we are nothing. Like the scriptures say, our righteousness is as filthy rags. And Yahushua said himself, there is none good but one, and that one is the Most High, Yahweh. All of us are not worthy of the kingdom at all. We've been going off ever since the beginning of time, man. Every single one of us. All right. But at the end of the day, the Most High is showing us mercy. He's showing us mercy by having us understand his truth. And he's a man of his word, man. He's a man of his word. He made an oath with the Israelites, speaking to you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. He's like, look, I said I was going to give you all the blessing and I wasn't going to leave you all to be scattered through the four corners of the earth forever. He said, I'm not going to keep you in captivity for forever. So I'm going to get ready to bring you all out of it and finally give you all the kingdom, man. All right. But getting back to the point, verse 3 again, it says, "For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as the Most High had dealt to every man the measure of faith." Whatever measure of faith that you have, use it. All right. If you have faith at all, that's good. If you have some type of faith, hey, use it. Make sure you use that to motivate you and to fuel you, so to speak. All right. Verse 4, it says, "For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office." See, every single one of us are not going to be the same. So whatever it is that you can bring to the table, make sure you bring that to the table, man. Verse 5, it says, "So we, being many, are one body in Hamashiach Yahushua, and everyone members one of another." All right. So we are all many members, but we all make up the one body of Yahushua, man. We make up the house of David. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're bringing our spiritual gifts and we're helping each other out. Like I said, you got certain brothers that can be fiery with their voice. They can attract people with the way that they speak. You have brothers that's good at history. You have brothers that make videos where you can relate to what they're saying, because you may hear them say something and you be like, damn, I went through the exact same thing, and then you may be attracted, so to speak, to listening to that brother. All right. But at the end of the day, all of us put in our spiritual 2 cents, and we do what we need to do so we can wake up the hopeful elect, man. Or I ain't gonna say the hopeful elect, but the elect. Because at the end of the day, this word is going out so we can wake up the elect. We call ourselves the hopeful elect because we've been called and now we're doing this work. All right. So let's get one last scripture, then we'll close it out. We're gonna get 2nd Ezra. 2nd Ezra 4. Hold on. No, I don't think 4. No, 2nd Ezra 2. 2nd Ezra 2 and 42. And it says, "And I, Ezra, saw upon a Mount Zion a great people whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly," which is speaking about Yahushua. It says, "So I asked the angel, and it said, Sir, where are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of the Most High. Now are they crowned and receive palms, meaning victory. Then it says, verse 46, then it says, then said I unto the angel, one young person is it that crowneth them and giveth them palms in their hands. So he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of the Most High, Yahushua, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. See, the ones that make it are the ones that are going to stand stiffly for the name of the Lord. And that's another cut, that you got to call on the names of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. The elect are going to stand stiffly. They're going to stand strong for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, no matter what type of personality they have. They're going to go out there and they're going to put in their 2 cents. They're going to help brothers out. They're going to help the ministry out. They're going to do the lessons. They're going to go out to the streets. They're going to believe, and they're going to be born again. All right. And at the end of the day, that's what you need to do in order to stand stiffly for the Lord. Because once you start building yourself up within the spirit, then you'll be ready, so to speak, for Jacob's trouble. You'll be ready for the prophecy that's getting ready to happen. When the MOTB is finally mandatory, you'll have it within you to be like, no. You'll have it within you to be like, look, I'm going to go through my trials and tribulations, and I'm going to go through my hour of temptation for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Because we all understand that time is only temporary, man. You just got to show the Lord that you're able to fight, able to stand strong, able to stand stiffly for the names of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. All right. So no matter what type of personality you have, or if you feel like you're just not worthy enough to go out there and bring out the word, don't worry about that, man. Don't worry about it. Just go out there, do what you need to do, because you never know, man. You may do videos, or you may be out in the streets or whatever, and somebody may come across you and be like, yeah, I like the way this brother bring out the word. You know, that's cool. I'm gonna keep listening to him. And guess what? You brought in fruit. You brought in fruit. You didn't hide your talent in a napkin. And that's exactly what you need to do, because according to Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, it says, if you don't warn the people, that's going to be blood on your hands, man. So don't worry about going out there being the best brother that the world of Israel has ever seen. Like, don't worry about that. Just go out there, do what you need to do. And that's it, man. And the Most High is going to remember that, man. He's going to remember that. So I hope this is edifying. So with that, I'm going to say, call Halayim, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachaa Quadash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstone, which I learned this truth from. Honors to the elders and brothers out there pushing this word through the 4 corners of the earth within truth and sincerity. And shalom to the Aquath that's listening and learning. And Yahweh Ratzazah, I'll be back with another lesson. Keep pushing, Yasserala. Keep pushing. We almost out of here. Shalom.